Y'all better come on and see about me. Happy, happy, happy Friday to everybody. Hopefully, you've had a productive week. Hopefully, things went your way. Hopefully, things continue to go your way. But again, happy Friday. Make sure you like, make sure you share, and make sure you repost. Look, repost everything you like. Because I'm new to this reposting thing, but I'm liking it because it allows you to share my stuff. And again, sharing is a caring. I like to think that I bring value. So, yeah, if you feel the same way too, make sure you share it. Share it to your platforms too. And I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Now, before I get started, put 7 in the comments to get yourself 7 free days of my online workout program because I'm going to help you lose 3 to 5 pounds in a week for free. Then it's only $30 a month to stay on the program. So come get your week. Look, if you're on the YouTube, you can just put 7 in the comment section and you'll get my link, or you can check out the description section. But again, if you're on other platforms, just put 7 and then check your DMs because we got the Kenya 5 bots ready for you. And we're going to take care of you. We're going to make sure you're good. So again, get your free week. Hey, T. So can we talk about some stuff? Because I want to talk about the spirit of almost. So if you're ready for me to offend you, to touch your nerves, to step on your toes, put the shoe emoji in the comment section for me, please, because we're going to have it out. As a family, we're going to keep it in-house, though. You know, every time we have a situation, you always supposed to keep everything in-house, not in the street. So we're going to keep everything in-house. So let's talk about this thing. Now, what is the spirit of almost? I know you asking that. The spirit of almost goes like this. You get this close to your goals, then you stop. You get this close to your destination, you get this close to your breakthrough, and then you stop. And you just don't do it one time, you do it all the time. Matter of fact, you sabotage yourself. You get in your way because it's either one end of this thing or another. Either you're impatient and it doesn't happen fast enough for you, then you quit. Or you do it for a long period of time, and because you don't see no results, you quit. It's either one or the other. But here's the thing. At some point, you got to get tired of almost winning, almost having that relationship, almost having that job, almost starting that business, almost having everything you've always wanted because it didn't happen the way you thought it would happen. The scenario wasn't the way you thought it up. It wasn't written out and it wasn't produced the way you thought it would be. So you miss out on your blessing because it don't look a certain way. A lot of y'all probably have missed out on relationships that you were supposed to have because the packaging didn't look the way you thought it should. Because in your mind, he was supposed to be 6'2", perfect teeth, making $100,000 a year, but he wasn't at that point. Eventually, he would have gotten to that point had you hung around, or maybe you were the spark that was supposed to take him to that $100,000 a year, but you let somebody go because it didn't look the way you thought it would look. It goes back to that almost. I almost had who I was supposed to have, but I talked myself up out of it. At some point, you got to make the decision of, I'm not doing almost anymore. As the song goes, almost doesn't count, and it don't. Let me give you something good. I put on the platinum page. I said, okay, we're going to focus on your next milestone. And then I was like, okay, tell me your next milestone. And one of my favorite Bricks put up, she was like, well, I'm about to hit Wonderland. For those who don't know, I call Wonderland 199. That's when you cross over from the 200 to the 100. to the 100. And she was like, but every time I get this close, I always mess it up. I'll get the 201, 202, and then I'll mess it up and go back to 205. I do that all the time. Here's the thing with that. You've made that your identity. And for some of y'all who are watching me, you've made that your identity. Not being a closer. But again, getting this close. But again, you've made that your identity. That's your story. You got to change your story. You got to put a new title with your name. You got to put a new title. You'll see people with doctor, they'll have their name, doctor, and then they'll have their name PhD, or they'll have all these other letters, MBA. They'll have all of these letters to identify who they are. I need for yours to be Alicia, finisher. Tia Leah, finisher. I need that word to become your identity. Because once you become a finisher, your life changes and you expect more when you adopt the identity of being a finisher. See, a finisher basically says, you know what? No matter how long I got to do this, I'm going to do this. I'm going to focus and I'm going to finish until the job is done. And whatever is important to you, and this is the important part too, whenever you take on the identity of being a finisher, you got to line up the things that you want to knock out. What is it? What's important to you? Your weight? Knock it out. Your health? Knock it out. You want that relationship? Knock it out. Want more money? Knock it out. Line them up. I don't know if you've ever been to a bowling alley, but one of the things that I love about bowling alleys is I love how they just put the pins down. They just lay them up. They just lay them up here. They'll start them off here, drop them down for you. That's indicative. Every single pin is indicative of your wants. Every pin. But the beautiful thing about bowling is they give you a ball. And see, in order to get the ball to roll down the alley, you gotta aim. There has to be a mark on the lane where you aim in order to hit all of the pins. And you got to put a certain amount of force behind it in order to knock the pins down on that lane. I'm going to need for you to focus on the pins that you want to knock down. And I'm going to need for you to put your back into it. I'm going to need for you to put some force when you throw that ball down that lane so you can knock every single last one of them down. That's the beauty of life. If you can focus and you can put some effort into it, you can knock down every single obstacle, every single want in your life. But it requires focus and it requires you to put some force behind it. Like you mean it. Like you expect to knock everything down. So can we get rid of the spirit of almost? And if this message was for you because you were, operative word, you were an almost person, but you've now taken on the identity of being a finisher. If that's you, throw your hand up. I'm going to need you to resign from that position of being an almost person and adopt the vision of being a finisher, because that's who you are. That's your identity moving forward. Can we agree? Can we agree? Can we agree? Thank you, Angela. Angela is like, you are such an inspiration. Thank you. Thank y'all for rocking with me, because y'all been rocking with me for a long time now. And I appreciate that. Again, we're family. We're family. We're supposed to feed into each other. We're supposed to pour into each other. We're supposed to make each other better. That's how it's supposed to be. And again, we're supposed to show up for each other. But most importantly, you're supposed to show up for you daily. Just like I show up for you, I'm also showing up for me too. You see what I'm saying? So it's a commitment thing. When you can commit to yourself, you can feel cool with committing to others and giving your best to others because you make sure you feed you first. And that's another story for another day. Feeding yourself first before you feed anybody else. That'll be a discussion for a different day. But I will bring it to you, though. I promise you. I promise you. So that's what's up. So again, put 7 in the comments and then check your DMs to get yourself 7 free days. Because again, we're going to lose 15 to 20 pounds before Labor Day together. We're going to work on every single facet of self, from your mind to your behind, from the rooter to the tutor. Because again, I got to have you dominate every area of your life. We're not going to lack for nothing. Everything is about overflow and increase, point blank and period. Because again, we don't deal in lack. That's not our thing right here. Everything is domination. Everything is all about leaving no doubt. When you step into the room, game over. Point blank, period. Your aura should speak for you. Your presence should speak, so you shouldn't have to. That's how we roll it moving forward. Point blank and period. How about that? So, love y'all. Continue to be great. Continue to dominate. Be good. I'm gone. Have a great weekend. You know I'll be popping up. See y'all.